The show starts in 10,
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome.
8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Fight fans, this is the 13th round where we discuss all things boxing, not our boxing. And on this edition of the 13th round, we will recap last week's big undisputed fight card between Artur Beterbiev and Dmitry Bivol, and we'll recap all of the action from last week. Also, we will bring you the latest and greatest in boxing news, and we will pose the question, was the decision between Artur Beterbiev and Dmitry Bivol a robbery? Do you think the decision between Artur Beterbiev and Dmitry Bivol was a robbery? We will give you all of that and more in this edition. And before we get into today's show, we will get you guys to hit the like button. All right, it's been a long time no see. A lot has changed, sometimes in personal life. I'm working back in office, so I'm kind of balancing that schedule, getting everything together, but I am glad to be back in the house with you guys. We'll just get started, man. We'll start with the co-main event on the Riyadh season card featuring Dmitry Bivol and Artur Beterbiev. Was a rematch between Fabio Wardley and Frazier Clark. Fabio Wardley made an explosive statement by stopping his heavyweight rival Frazier Clark in the first round to retain his British Commonwealth and WBA Continental Heavyweight titles. It was a tentative chess match until Wardley landed a brutal right hand and hurt Clark. Clark could not gather his senses in time to recover, and then Wardley manhandled Frazier Clark in the corner. And listen, it was a brutal, devastating knockout. He put an actual dent in Frazier Clark's head. And y'all, we have the footage.
Fancy that between the whiskers.
Look, honestly, prayers were in the air for Frazier Clark, because if you saw his reaction to that knockout, the first thing that he did was kind of grab the side of his face where, you guys didn't know, his jaw was broken, I believe, and he had to have surgery following the bout, immediate surgery. And you can see his whole mouth twisted. A dent was in the side of his head. Man, it was brutal. Big shout out to Fabio Wardley on his first round knockout of Frazier Clark. We look forward to seeing both of these guys back in the ring. Frazier Clark, rest up, get well, man. You'll be back, champ. Also, on the fight card, You had Chris Eubanks. He stopped Kamek Zerameta in round number 7. It was a mismatch. That fight was really I guess you could say tune-up fight for Chris Eubanks. Hopefully we finally get the Conor Benn and Chris Eubanks fight, because these two guys have been going back and forth, and it's starting to seem like the WWF. I'm ready for some action if those guys are going to fight. Jai Opataya also defeated Jack Massey in a one-sided beatdown. Jack Massey's corner waved the white flag and threw in a towel in round number 6. Sky Nicholson dominated Raven Chapman for a unanimous decision victory. Sky Nicholson looked wonderful in that fight. I thought that fight with Raven Chapman was going to be a little bit more competitive. Sky Nicholson, excellent boxer. She boxed Raven Chapman's head off. Ben Whitaker. Now, this was a big story. Ben Whitaker and Liam Cameron fought to a technical draw. Ben Whitaker was injured in a very wild finish in the bout in round number 5. And we have the finish to that bout. It's unbelievable. Check this out. Man, that was a wild finish. I don't know if you guys remember in the WWF way back in the day, they used to have a pay-per-view called the Royal Rumble, and that's exactly what it looked like with Ben Whitaker and Liam Cameron went over that top rope. Ben Whitaker even did his best Ric Flair impersonation. You know how Ric Flair used to go over that top rope, but he wouldn't go all the way out the ring, and he'd be on the side of the apron. Look, that's exactly what Ben Whitaker did. Now, a lot of people are saying that Ben Whitaker was just looking for a way out of that fight. And honestly, yeah, it seemed like it, man. He was not having his usual Ben Whitaker-ish performance. Liam Cameron was dominating that fight and looked like he was headed towards a victory. And this is how Liam Cameron addressed the situation in his post-fight interview.
I won the fight, didn't I? I let the public judge it. I know in my head what happened. Don't want to be cocky or I'm not going to be like that now, but definitely won that, didn't I? Yeah. And we're getting to me, he were exhausted. I know I'm the man inside that ring, he were exhausted. He gave me his last hurrah, and I was telling him, you're dead, there's 5 more rounds left, and I was getting fitter and fitter. Do you know what it is? I even sparred for 4 weeks. I did my nose in, and it just started to heal, but I'm all right now. But
all right. Also, Junto Nakatani, one of the best fighters in the world, retained his WBC bantamweight crown and stayed on course for possibly the biggest fight in Japanese history against the Japanese monster Naoya Inoue, with a 6-round stoppage victory over Petsor Chapatna. But listen, Junto Nakatani is serious. Look, I would love to see that fight between him and Naoya Inoue. Check out the footage we have from Junto Nakatani's knockout. Well, damn. That was Junto Nakatani's third brutal knockout of 2024. Big congratulations to Junto Nakatani and all the victorious fighters in last weekend's boxing festivities. Now, we'll get to our main entree after we have this message from Mr. Jeremy Zero Hill.
Yo, this is Jeremy Zero Hill. You're watching Rounds Boxing Club.
Artur Beterbiev is now the undisputed light heavyweight champion of the world after beating Dmitry Bivol by a majority decision. Beterbiev picked up the IBF, WBO, WBC, and WBA world titles after a 12-round competitive match against Artur Beterbiev. Judge Manuel Oliver had it tied up as a draw at 114-114, but was overruled by Glenn Feldman, who scored about 115-113, and Paul Cardini, who scored at 116-112, who combined to award Beterbiev the victory. Naturally disappointed with the end result, Dmitry Bivol had this to say in the post-fight interview.
I want to say thank you everybody who was supporting me, who believed in my skills, and I want to say sorry that I didn't do perfect and I didn't get my belts, but I hope I will have a chance, how Eddie is saying, how His Excellency told that he wants to make it, and I hope we will, I will do better. I hope I will try to be better.
Dmitry Bivol seemed to be devastated, but he also went on to say that he felt he controlled the bout and also felt that he needed to be damn near perfect to win the fight. And I'm summing that up. You know, I'll just let you guys listen to the rest of it for yourself.
I felt like everything was under control, before the last round, to be honest. I felt like I was land more clean punches. But boxing is not about only clean punches, it's about pressure also, about how you impress judges, and you need to counting sometimes rounds, not punches. I just, to be honest, I don't like excuses, explanations. You know, my philosophy is to be perfect, to not answer on questions why you did this, why you did that, and have some excuses. I feel shame if I trying to explain you why why I didn't win this fight. Just I didn't win, and that's it.
Dmitry Bivol versus Artur Beterbiev was a very interesting clash of styles, with Beterbiev's heavy-handed aggressiveness versus Bivol's length and distance.
At this big arena, you know, it was a blessing. You know, I was taking it all in.
All right, secondary question.
No Diddy.
Adrian, two quickies over here.
Even versus Crawford at the ballpark, fuck me. I mean, this table's about to jump up in a minute. That's got me really excited.
Oh no!
Wait a minute. No Diddy.
No Diddy.
But we only ask them to come up for the show for 3 times every year. But they can come as many times as they want to. A lot of men come every Saturday. Mm-hmm. But I know if I ask a brother to come 5, 6, 7, 8 times, I'm losing.
God damn.
Yeah, we'll just get into the fight. So early fencing of the jabs ended in round 1 as they exchanged a 1-2 that appeared to buzz both fighters briefly. Round 2 saw Dmitry Bivol's jab back out in play as he found a reliable rhythm. Bivol's ring generalship and footwork were exemplary as Beterbiev's patience ran out in round number 3, replying to everything. Bivol refused to be dominated as they opened up midway through the 3rd round. As round 4 kicked off, Artur Beterbiev raised the pace and closed the distance even more. Bivol held the center of the ring better in round number 5, using his jab and hand speed to dictate the terms. However, Artur Beterbiev was beginning to work out and cut off the escape routes for Dmitry Bivol. Beterbiev was hurting the body in round number 6, but Dmitry's Bivol left hand sagged down by his ribs as a result. Dmitry Bivol planted his feet in the last 30 seconds of the 6th, trying to make a dent in what was a Beterbiev round. Bivol's jab was back out in effect in the 7th round. Artur's wayward head movement had not been picked up by the referee, Thomas Taylor. Bivol's face was starting to mark up just a little bit from Beterbiev's punches. Outraged by a Bivol combination, Artur Beterbiev flexed out his arms and forced Bivol into a trade-off. It was really just back and forth throughout the whole fight. By the time we got to round 10, we realized that Artur Beterbiev really needed to do something special in those championship rounds, number 10, 11, and 12. And where I think Bivol went wrong in the fight, I believe that Bivol just didn't do enough in those last 2 rounds. And instead of fighting to win the fight, if you watch those last 2 rounds of the fight, Dmitry Bivol was more so fighting to survive. You know, he wasn't fighting to win the fight. Beterbiev was still fighting to win the fight. Therefore, I thought he stole rounds 11 and 12. And thus far, that's what the judges remembered. And they gave the fight. And I'm not going to say gave the fight, but they awarded that fight to Artur Beterbiev. And we have more footage of that fight, of that final round of that bout. Major shout out to Artur Beterbiev as he had the judges decide the outcome for the first time in his career in his victory over Dmitry Bivol. And did y'all see Dmitry Bivol's ex-wife's reaction? Oh my goodness.
Артур, да! Потому что карма настигла Бивола. Иди к своей нормалихе! Я была права! Ну что, ребята? Ну что? Карма настигла своего засранца. Артур, я рада за тебя. Вперед. Теперь мое дело в суде.
Yeah, I don't, they got the translation, but somewhere in her language, of course, we heard her saying, Artur. Wow, you know what I'm saying? If she could have, she would have been in Artur's hotel room waiting on him to get back from the fight. But somewhere it sounded like she said, eat dick, listen.
Артур, да! Потому что карма настигла Бивола. Иди к своей нормалихе! Я была права! Ну что, ребята? Ну что? Карма настигла своего засранца. Артур, я рада за тебя. Вперед. Теперь мое дело в суде.
Ooh, a bit of baby mama syndrome. Sorry for you, Dmitry Bivol. So, right now, we are going to have our question of the day. All right, the question of the day is going to be, do you as a fight fan believe that the decision for Artur Beterbiev over Dmitry Bivol was a robbery. Once again, do you as a fight fan believe that the decision for Artur Beterbiev over Dmitry Bivol was a robbery? We will open up the phone lines after we have this quick message from Mr. James. Lights out, Tony.
Yo, what's up? This is James, Lights Out Tony, the one only. Please go subscribe to Ron's Bicycle Club. My people, great people. I guarantee go to the gym to check them out. Lights out, baby, all day, every day.
All right, phone lines are now open. We want to know what you guys think. Do you believe that the decision for Artur Beterbiev over Dmitry Bivol should be considered a robbery? Oscar De La Hoya. Oscar De La Hoya is back with Clap Back Thursdays. That's when he's dropped. But this is a clap back that Oscar De La Hoya had recently. Here we go.
It's your favorite time of the week. Time for the only segment in boxing that gives you the facts and makes you laugh. It's Clapback Thursdays. And this week, I have a special guest joining me. Let's get right into it. First, let's start with Eddie Hearn, who lost his mind after I called out the facts last week that all his fighters either lost or got injured.
It's all smoke and mirrors. When Oscar says I haven't built anything in the or haven't got any fighters, I mean, if I want to reel off Shakur Stevenson, Jaron Ennis, Bam Rodriguez, I mean, that's 3 of my US fighters right there. Canelo left him a long time ago. Ryan Garcia, God knows how that's going to play out. Jaime Munguia has left Oscar De La Hoya, gone to Top Rank. He's putting Barboza in with Ramirez, who cares, and Gilberto Zurdo Ramirez, he lost us, we tonked him around with Bivol years ago. Tell me one fighter that he's a star that they have. And don't say Virgil Ortiz.
Eddie, am I just imagining that 14 of your main event fighters all lost this year? 14 fighters! It happened again last week with Sandy Ryan, and the week before with AJ, and the week before when Shakur got hurt, and the week before when Berlanga got destroyed. Here's a look at all 14 fighters. You must be the biggest pathological liar on the planet to try and continue convincing us that you're good at your job. It is a fucking train wreck. The Matchroom curse is a real thing. And you always bring up the fact that Canelo hates me. Yes, we fucking hate each other. It doesn't change the fact that I promoted him for 10 years and built him from scratch in the US. Canelo was with you for 8 fights and dumped you because you're incompetent and incapable of doing your job. Your record proves that. These are the facts. Oh, and one more thing.
Eddie, you said I don't have stars? Well, who's this? Fuck you.
Remember, folks, you're never a hater when you only speak the facts.
Hey, I love those clapback segments from Oscar De La Hoya. And you saw Ryan Garcia right there in the Oval Office with Oscar, you know, just saying it how he feel. And speaking of Ryan Garcia saying what he feels, Ryan Garcia said he is back in training for a rematch with Devin Haney.
We train every day. Every day? Every day. We gotta be ready so when Devin Haney wants that fade again, we already beat his ass one time. We do it again. If we do it twice, no debating anymore. I beat his ass like he stole something.
Think that 3 pounds mattered?
Shit, does 3 pounds matter to you when you pick it up? The day of the fight, he was a pound heavier than me, so there's no excuse.
Oh, so you won fair and square.
He also took $1.5 million because I missed weight. Once you take the money, shut the fuck up. He's a Diddy man, so whatever, fuck him. He said ain't no party like a Diddy party.
Ain't no party like
I guess
a
we know
Diddy
that
party.
for sure now. Him and his daddy.
Say, that boy asked Ryan, do you think that 3 pounds mattered? And Ryan said, does 3 pounds matter to you when you pick it up? That shit, that's hilarious. Bruh, you got to love Ryan Garcia. Hopefully we get that rematch. And if we do get that rematch, I tell you what, I know exactly who I'm putting my money on, and it won't be Devin the Dream Haney. Not after I saw Ryan knock him out of them Uggs, out of them snow boots he was wearing. And for you guys who don't know, if you want to see our tickets, we get to the bag here at Rounds Boxing Club, and we have memberships available, and I'll let you guys see how they work.
Let's start with the prospect package. At only $2.99, all members will receive a prioritized reply to all comments, shout-outs at the end of every live stream, behind-the-scenes photos and status updates, and loyalty badges next to your name in the comment section and live chat. Our contender package is $4.99, and it includes all the perks from the prospect package, in addition to members-only videos, members-only live streams, early access to new videos, members-only shorts, and our weekly boxing betting slips, including our best boxing bets. Our champion package is $9.99, which includes all of the perks from the prospect and contender tiers, in addition to custom workout plans, custom meal plans, and access to our best sports bets with our weekly bet slips from all sports. And finally, our undisputed package is $24.99, which includes all of the perks from our prospect, contender, and champion tiers, in addition to a 1-hour weekly session of personal training and discounted merchandise in the Rounds Boxing Club store.
So, yeah, join the memberships, man. Get some of these perks. The memberships pay for themselves if you get the contender package and up. Trying to tell you guys, we get to the bag. Have you guys played Undisputed? I pre-ordered it and I finally got a chance to play it. I got the deluxe edition, the WBC stamped edition of Undisputed. And my honest review of the video game, I think it sucks. It has good points, but for a finished product, and I understand that they can do updates, and we as fans and video gamers, we are waiting for the update. But all I can give you a review on is what I have played. The game sucks. The graphics are great, but the punches, man, the punches and the stamina, they're often Undisputed. I'm gonna do an official review of the game, but yeah, you get Canelo Alvarez, you could just throw haymakers the whole time and not get tired. Same with Deontay Wilder, just throw haymakers to win, and it takes the fun out of the game. I like Fight Night Champion better than Undisputed, and I'm hearing that EA Sports might be trying to revive the Fight Night series, which I would be thrilled about. Now Undisputed, we haven't had a boxing game in 12 years. I am happy to have it with the updated, roster. You can say we got new roster. You got Loma on the fight, Clarissa Shields, Katie Taylor. It's a slew of people on the fight. The roster isn't bad. It could be a lot better though. You're missing a lot of legends. It could be a lot better, but I'll wait for updates. I'm not a big fan. I haven't played online yet, but I'm not a fan of Undisputed. Shock Oshaki Foster had some real critiques on Raymond Savage Ford.
Ray Ford a good fighter, Shock.
He the dollar store version of Shakur. That's it. That's it. That boy ain't. I bet I could. I promise you. I swear to you, bro. When I do finally put pause on him, y'all gonna see what I'm talking about. For sure.
Ooh,
for sure.
I like the energy, Shock.
Oh, we can look forward to seeing that one in 2025. I would love to see Shock Oshaki Foster and Ray Ford. But first, Shock Oshaki Foster needs to get his WBC title back from Robson Conceição. That fight is coming up in about a month or so. We don't have long before that fight. So what we're gonna do right now is put the boom bap back into the trap. Floyd, what you got for me?
These hating ass niggas can't fuck with me. It's like 4 to the 5, 5 to the 6. Hating ass niggas all in my mix. It's like 6 to the 7, 7 to the 8. The 38 specialist set these niggas straight. It's like 8 to the 9, 9 to the 10. This a freestyle, I ain't use no pen. We getting money, yep. We hustling, yep. We got them guns, yep. We buy the bar, yep. We got them cars, yep. We poppin' tags, yep. We ballin', yep. I said we ballin', yep. We getting money, yep. We hustlin', yep. We got them guns, yep. We buy the bar, yep. We got them cars, yep. We poppin' tags, yep. We ballin', yep. I said we ballin', yep. It's like King Dong, I'm like King Kong. I play bitch niggas like ping pong. Got a lot of cheddar, young Mayweather. Got my shit straight, get your shit together. Real cocky, real flashy. You in the wrong lane, you can't pass it. They see the cars, they see the chips, they see the hoes, they on my dick. I make it storm, I make it rain.
All right. Wednesday night, Chris Colbert got smacked around by Omar Salcedo in what was an upset. I did not get to put my prediction out for that fight, but I spoke with a few of our members. Shout out to Trizzy Dollars, and I told him I sent him my prediction. Actually, I told him that Omar Salcedo was going to beat Chris Colbert, and that's exactly what happened. Chris Colbert corner threw the towel in. He was getting his ass whooped. I'm not the biggest fan of Chris Colbert. Ever since I saw him come out in them Pokemon draws with that yellow or that crazy color hair and got knocked out. I think that was the Hector Luis Garcia fight. And in this fight, he had his hair spray painted gray, and he looked like an old ass man in the ring. Didn't look like he trained, didn't look ready. Big shout out to Omar Salcedo for kicking Chris Colbert's ass. Chris Colbert, get back in the gym, man. Get back in the gym. You got your ass whooped on a Wednesday night. That's a tough pill to swallow. Spend your money slow, cause ain't no telling how many checks he got left to get out of the sport of boxing. This Saturday on Amazon Prime, Tim Tszyu will be taking on Bakram Murtazaliev, and it is going to be a really good boxing match. I'm looking forward to seeing Tim Tszyu get back into the ring. I believe this fight is going to be in Australia. Don't fact check. Well, fact check me on that because I'm actually not sure, but I believe this fight is back in Australia. Even if it isn't, I expect Tim Tszyu to get the knockout in this fight. I do. They had an over-under set 10.5. I'll give you a freebie. I'm taking the under 10.5. I believe Tim Tszyu gets it done. Round number 7 or 8. I don't see this fight going past 9 rounds tomorrow night. Also, we will put out a few predictions probably before tomorrow night's events. But if we do not, the predictions will be back up next week. We'll be back up and rolling with our usual schedule. Also, we have the Gervonta Davis versus Lamont Roach 2011 Junior Olympic video up right now in our video. So if you want to watch that fight and get a preview, or what you could say is kind of a preview, that fight was a while back. But if you want to see how that fight played out, be sure to head on over to my video section, and it's also in the USA Boxing section of our channel. What else we got going on? Y'all, what else going on in the world? Oh yeah, look. Speaking of which, if you want to bet tomorrow night on that over 10.5, under 10.5, I'm taking the under 10.5 for the Tim Tszyu versus Bakram Murtazaliev fight. Look, be sure to tap in with BetSnap if you're looking for a sports book. Here we go.
Exciting news. Here at Rounds Boxing Club, we are thrilled to announce our partnership with BetStamp and Sign Up Expert. opening up an incredible opportunity for you to cash in on some of the best odds and new user offers. If you're looking to take your betting game to the next level, then I highly suggest that you sign up for your next sportsbook using my sign up for link, which can be found in the description of this video. Don't miss this incredible opportunity to elevate your betting game. I will see you guys in the winner's circle. Peace.
So, the question of the day. We'll revisit the question of the day before we get up out of here, and I'll give you my final thoughts on the question of the day. Today's question of the day was, do you as a boxing fan feel like the decision for Artur Beterbiev over Dmitry Bivol should be considered a robbery? Once again, the phone lines are open if you want to hit us up and discuss this topic or anything else in boxing. My answer to the question is really, hell no, I don't consider it a robbery. It was a close ass fight. Close fights cannot be robberies, in my opinion. A lot of people are saying that Bivol should have won, but I'm more than sure that those people saying that were probably pulling for Dmitry Bivol to win. I predicted myself Dmitry Bivol will win, but I do not feel that fight was a robbery. It just depends on what the judges were looking for. We as boxing fans have to be a little bit more reluctant to call a fight a robbery. You know, a robbery is more so what happened with Oshaki Foster and Robson Conceição. Robson Conceição maybe won 2 rounds, and Oshaki Foster dominated the other 10. And they gave the fight to Robson Conceição. That, my friend, is a robbery. But Artur Beterbiev really controlled the ring in that fight. And, like I said, it was a close fight. Now, I do think Bivol maybe won the fight, or it could have been called a draw. But I'm not mad that Beterbiev won. We will get a rematch, and Bivol will get a chance to redeem himself. But honestly, I personally do not think that this fight was a robbery. So, if you guys want to chime in and let me know how you feel about Dmitry Bivol and Artur Beterbiev's decision, be sure to hit us up at 213-543-4464. Phone lines are open. Let me know how you guys feel about it, or just drop down in the comments section. So, I will let Canelo Alvarez let you guys know exactly what's about to happen.
Man, get the fuck out of here, man. Please. Please, get the fuck out of here, man. It's my night. Man.
That's exactly what's about to happen, man. We're getting ready to rock out before we clock out. Ladies and gentlemen, we're getting ready to shout out a few of our subscribers. Let's get it. Shout out to Mr. Mechanical. Shout out Moneyman123. Major shout out to Trizzy Dollars. We're going to big up Salvador Pinata. I butcher your name every time. Shout out to Ray B. Walker. Shout out Bernie the Boxer. Shout out the Gadfly Gang. Big shout out in order goes to Mr. Theo. Shout out Bliss Matthews. Shout out Fast Car Eddie Hitman Hearns. Ladies and gentlemen, I Coach Rounds, and this was the 13th round. You know the drill. As always, like, subscribe, protect yourself at all times. We out. Peace.